Hey everybody, Stephen Baldwin here. Very excited to be talking to you today and sharing with you my own personal testimony about how I came to know Jesus. I was working in the movie business, doing a television show called The Young Riders, living in Tucson, Arizona with my wife and my first daughter. And my wife is from Brazil, and she speaks Portuguese, and she decided to hire a gal to come work and live with us, help around the house, help with the kids, all of that good stuff. And so she reached out to some of her relatives in Brazil who sent this gal over, 55-year-old, tall, kind of tough Brazilian lady. She didn't speak any English, only spoke Portuguese. So this gal's working for us, and the whole first week that she's working for us, she's singing in Portuguese as she's cleaning, and very, very happy and expressive and having a good old time. But she's always singing a song that utilizes one word in every song. She's going la 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 Jesus, da 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 Jesus. Oh, well, it was kind of interesting to observe her and the fact that every song she sang was about Jesus. By the way, her name was Augusta. We noticed that she's singing every song about Jesus. So my wife and I kind of say, wow, that's kind of interesting. Finally, after a week of this, my wife kind of goes up to Augusta and she says, so, I noticed that you sing an awful lot about Jesus. And Augusta starts to laugh, like loud, like belly laugh. And my wife is kind of like, you know, okay, what's up? I'm your boss. What's so funny? And Augusta says, you know, Mrs. Baldwin, forgive me. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm just a little charmed with the fact that you're asking me this question. She goes, I just think it's rather interesting that you think that I'm here to clean your house. And my wife said, okay, what do you mean? And Augusta went on to explain to my wife that in her church in Brazil, before she'd accepted the job to work with us, she had gone to her church and prayed with her pastor and a bunch of the people in the congregation, and it was prophesied in that church that she had to go take that job because the people that she would go to work for would eventually come to know the Lord and then go on to have their own ministry. Well, my wife then in turn came and told me that story. And I guess you guys can only imagine who started laughing then. You know, I was Stephen Baldwin, working on a TV show, making movies, thought I was cool. And then I think probably 7 years to the day after that, we had moved back to New York. Our kids were a little grown up. We had had a second daughter. And my wife gave her life to Jesus Christ. And a year after that, I followed. And it's just, it's awesome. And in a million years, I never would have imagined that that would have happened to me. And now for me, really what my faith and my walk with Christ is all about is sharing that with people. You know, it's really important in my opinion, regardless, you know, of who you are or what your position is. You know, it's really kind of cool, and it's nice that people come up to me all the time and they go, hey dude, you know, you're in Hollywood and you're living for the Lord, and you know you're being a part of preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, and that's so important. And I guess that's, you know, probably true, but you know I can't look at it that way myself. You know, for me, you know, I like just sharing with people the experience that I'm having, you know, and the peace that I found and the happiness that I found. And for me, that's more important than anything else, is to just be able. I was on an airplane today. I'm back in Portland right now filming these segments, and it was important. I was on an airplane talking to this guy, 35 years old, surfer dude, beautiful wife, young people, and they were saying to me, hey man, what's going on in your life, dude? And I started telling them about Living It, the movie I did, and how it's about skaters and bikers that all know Jesus Christ. And they're like, and it was amazing. The husband says to me, he goes, hey man, that's wild. You know, I've been really spending a lot of time with a lot of these surfers that are born again. He goes, and now you're talking to me about it. He goes, that's kind of weird, huh? And I go, nope, it's not weird at all, dude. It's the way it works. So it's just an awesome experience for me. And for me, I think that the thing that holds true the most with me is that I've come to realize through the gratitude that I have, that I know the Lord, I've come to realize that it's a privilege to know the truth. It's a privilege to know the Word of God. It's a privilege to have the Spirit of God living inside of me, and for me to have the opportunity to share that with other people. It's a gift, and I love it. I love it every minute of it. So God bless you guys, and thanks very much.